I'm making 2 videos today because I told you guys I was going to be bringing you guys more videos. The boutique business, which I am transitioning from handmade to boutique style clothing. So I'm going to do 2 videos. So let's get started. This first video that I'm going to do is for Miss Garcia. I believe Miss Garcia XOXO. I'll link the video that I will be talking about in description, so make sure you go over and show her some love. And she wants to know how to start a business, and she's making hair bows and also jewelry. So a necklace that she made, autism necklace, was really cute. So like I said, I'll sell clothing, which I am, because we need to talk about this jacket here. But that's going to be in another video because I don't want to mix the 2 up. So when I started my handmade business, I really started with making hair bows. I started buying ribbon off of eBay and watching a lot of tutorials because I knew how to make basic little hair bows, nothing like, you know, off the charts or anything like that, but I wanted to step up my game. So I started watching YouTube videos. I started getting ribbon from eBay, and this was with little bit of money that I, you know, would have from babysitting or stuff like that, because I used to do babysitting. So that was, you know, some of the money that I would get from that. So I started selling the hair bows, you know, within my community on Facebook and stuff like, and yeah, and Instagram. Yeah, that was it. So I started making some money with that, and then I came across one time a YouTube video, and the YouTube video was showing how to make the onesies using the Cricut, and then the girl also showed how to make, she was making, you know, the basic tutus. So I was like wow, that it was really cute, and I was like, I want to make that. Like, I was just intrigued, like, and I could sit there and watch those videos when the kids went to bed like nothing, like it was a novela, like it was a soap opera, like all my children, and I loved it. So I showed Paul, and then for Mother's Day he went and got me my first Cricut, which is the Cricut 2. That's the one over there. And this is the first time you guys haven't even seen the craft room. It's basically done, so I have to do a craft room tour, and I promise I'm going to do that maybe sometime next week. So he got me the Cricut. Yeah, he got me the Cricut, so I started, you know, playing around on the Cricut. At that time, I did not know that you can buy, you know, designs, SVG files on Etsy and print on the Cricut. So I had no clue, so I was just making my own stuff up. So the first onesie I sold was a Father's Day onesie. I sold, I don't even remember what's on it. I know it says something about, Mom says, it says, it has something funny. I don't remember what it was. I should have pulled it out. And then it says, because I still have the original one. And then it says, Mom says, I'm your Father's Day present, or something like that. That onesie was a regular onesie made with regular blue glitter vinyl, on a Gerber onesie at that time. I posted it on Facebook, and when I tell you guys, I had everybody wanting to buy that onesie. Everybody. Now mind you, at the time I didn't have a heat press, so Paul went for Mother's Day, got me the Cricut. I was doing these shirts with an iron. I didn't turn anybody down, right? What did I know? I knew nothing. So I had all these people coming to buy, and I'm not exaggerating, all these people coming to buy onesies, and with the iron I couldn't push them out fast enough, even though I gave them all like 30-minute in between to pick it up. But people, you know, they were just showing up, coming to the house at whatever time, and these onesies weren't done. So here I am with the iron, trying to iron these onesies, giving them to my daughter. My daughter was running them out. I put them in a cute little bag. I got some bags from the dollar store, and tissue paper, and my daughter was running out, Tatiana, getting the money, coming in. I tell you, I was gonna have a nervous breakdown. So I sold those onesies, no lie, for like 3 weeks straight. That's all I made, and to this day it sells. I don't think I have them on my, I don't think I have it on my website. I might have it on there. I know it's on my Etsy shop. So when I tell you that it was they were flying out the door, okay? And now I look at that design, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe that people was buying that. But I'm judging myself because of what I learned and how I've improved myself now to when I started, and that's how we all do. So that's how I started my business. So then from there, all that money that I was making, I went out and got some extra vinyl to play around with. I got some ribbons, I got, you know, onesies. I started coming up with different designs and posting them. But I didn't have money like that to buy stock. I still didn't, even though I made that money. But it's like, you know, it's not 100% profit, because half of that you're kind of flipping, right? You're buying another onesie, you're buying another, you know, a roll of vinyl. So it wasn't, you know, 100% profit at all, not even 50, because every penny I got, I was putting it back into the business. So then I started posting on Etsy. Now when I started posting on Etsy, and this is research that anybody who's doing handmade or boutique style have to do. I mean, you gotta go to the next, you know, person who's selling, whoever your competitor is, whether it's on Etsy, whether it's online, whether it's on Facebook pages, Instagram. You guys to go on there, you got to check out everything that it is that they're making, what's selling for them. Listen, you're just going in there because you have to do your homework. You have to, you have to know where your happy medium is, right? Because you don't want to sell your merchandise too low, but you don't also want to sell it too high, right? But then you also need to compete with the next person who's selling, and it's the honest truth. So I will go to all these different sites that I can see what people were making that were, resembling to the same thing that I was making, and checking price points out. I was actually getting ideas from them. And that's another thing, guys. Like, I'll go on Etsy, and let's say I'll go on Etsy and I'll click on tutus, and it'll pull up somebody's shop that's like, I don't know, that sells tutus. Then I'll go and look at reviews or see what they've been selling, to see what items or what theme, cartoon theme or whatever tutu set is selling the most, because you need to know that, because you have to keep up with the trend, right? You have to at least, make a new, try to do something new, a new design of anything it is that you're making. At least, I'm gonna say at least twice a week. It would be nice every week. I used to try to do every week, but then it got impossible. But at least once a month, so that you don't overwhelm yourself. But you have to keep bringing new products in, because you have to stay in the limelight. So I looked at that. Guys, you know that I wasn't feeling well, and I still got this freaking cough. So not only was I looking at what was trending, I was also looking at shipping time frames. Some Etsy sellers time frames are up to 2 weeks, because they have a big customer fan base, if that makes sense. So they're selling a lot more, and as when you're making things, whether it's hair bows, jewelry, tutu, shirts, you're making everything. That means you're making it. It's not like you're picking it off a shelf, so therefore it takes time. So the more sales you get, the more customers you get, the more obviously you got to push out your time frame, right? So I was like, okay, so some women making tutus are 2 weeks. Okay, there's women making just onesies and their time frame is 5 to 7 days. The time frame is 5 to 7 days. So then I was like, okay, so I need to get more customers, and I need to do my time frame from 1 to 3 days, right? So I would say 1 to 3 days. I normally push it out within 2 to 3 days, but I wouldn't go over those 3 days, right? Because you got to honor whatever it is that you're putting, that you're advertising, which the time frame would be. And if there's a problem, you should always reach out to the customer ahead of time and let them know that it might be you know, a delay, a day or two or whatever, so that you don't run into any problems. So I was like, okay, so in order for me to do that, that means that I have to have merchandise. And at the time, Paul was the only one generating income in the house, right? I would get money here and there when I would, you know, do babysitting, but that ain't nothing. So what I was like, okay, so I'm looking in the house, I'm like, there has to be stuff in here to sell. And there were. I pulled out all the clothes that didn't fit me anymore. I pulled out maternity clothes, shoes. I went through all the kids' closets, did the same. I looked for any, you know, chachosities that I had in the house that I no longer were using or needed, and I did the same thing with furniture, like a sofa I had and certain chairs and stuff like that that I didn't need, a futon. I got rid of all of that. So once I sold all of that, and you can sell that on Poshmark, eBay, you could do, you know, a garage sale, take it to any kind of flea markets, or just sell it on Facebook and any of those community, you know, selling groups that might be in your area, and you will sell your stuff. Just, you know, be reasonable with the prices so that you can actually sell it. So I did that. Then what I did was I took that money, and what I would do is buy, you know, stocks of onesies. So I would have, you know, like, let's say size 12 onesies and stuff like that. Then I would go, what I did was I stocked myself in vinyl. So I bought the most popular vinyls. I bought a lot of those, and then I went experimenting with other vinyls. And I'm touching here because I actually have my vinyl rack attached to this huge work table that my amazing husband made for me, so I have to show it to you guys. So that's how and that's how I started. So once and I also bought with that money the tool on the robe, because that's the only tutus I used to know how to make at the time. I didn't know how to make ribbon trim tutus then. So then I started pushing my items out faster, right? Because now I don't have to be driving all over the world, Walmarts and another Walmart when they don't have stock. Because I used to do that. It used to take me sometimes 3 or 4 hours to find one freaking onesie. So now I'm kicking out my orders faster. So I'm kicking out my orders faster in a faster time frame, and I'm making more sales on Etsy and also within my community. So it was great. So that's how I actually started my business from nothing. And I also took some of that money and I invested it in business cards and different little advertisements. What else? The business cards, postcards. I didn't do magnets at that time, but I forgot what else I bought. But what I would do is that every time I would go to, like, let's say or Joann's or a Hobby Lobby or any, you know, place of that sort, then I would stick some of my business card, would put a little, you know, couple. Normally when you go to the bathroom, there's usually like a little bulletin board there with kids. I'll give her a card. I'm telling you, everywhere I went, I would leave cards, and where they sell the onesies and clothing and any kids store, I will leave a card on the shelf there. And that's how I started my business, because you have to put your name out there. And yeah, and then after I started to get busy, then what we did was we invested, well actually Paul went out and bought me a used heat press, which I actually need another one. But yeah, so he went and he actually drove to Brooklyn, and he's seen it on some of the community sites that they were selling a heat press. He went out there with my son and he bought me a used heat press, and that's actually how I started my handmade business, and actually has made me it has made me a good amount of money. Not what I have liked for it to make, well, not what I imagined that it would make me, because a lot of people, I think, don't understand that when you have a handmade business, it's not easy and it's hard work. I mean, we're making every single piece. Even if when you're adding a name, you know, we have to customize that item, add your child's name on it, and that takes extra time. So running a handmade business is not easy. It's not something that you're like, oh, I'm gonna work from home and, you know, everything's gonna be lovely. No, it's stressful. I have cried before. Seriously, I have cried. I stayed up late nights trying to finish orders, get up early in the morning trying to finish orders. It's not something that is easy. It's convenient to be at home and work from home and be able to take care, you know, of my house, my husband, my kids. Is convenient, but it's not easy work for. And one other thing that I want to say, I've been doing this now, it's going to be 5 years. So going on 5 years, I've been doing the handmade business, where I sell anywhere from onesie to you know, to adult t-shirts. I didn't plan to do adult t-shirts. It just came to me by customers requesting, you know, for the kids' pictures to be put on their husband's shirts, wedding t-shirts. And that's another thing. If you do certain items, like I have a package for the wedding t-shirts, which I have it in my Etsy shop. I really need to put it on my website. Do packages. People like packages. So let's say you do a package of, I have a package for, you know, wedding party bridal t-shirt. So I have like a, you know, for 6 people, then I have 12, and then they can customize anything above that. If you do any kind offer bundles, and what I mean by that, I also have where I sell the birthday t-shirt, and then the mom of the birthday girl, that of the birthday girl. So if they want all 3, I try to bundle them. I bundle them together, and I give them a small discount, because and then they always end up buying the 3 t-shirt versus the 1 t-shirt. I had somebody who ordered the t-shirt, and then she ordered the birthday shirts, and that's on my website. She ordered the birthday shirts for her husband, all the way up to the grandparents, the cousins, the aunts, and I bundle everything together for her, and that was a couple of $100, including two hair bows, everything else. And I gave her a nice discount, plus I shipped it to her for free. So when you offer bundles and you offer discounts, or if someone's spending a lot of money and you can afford it, because make sure you're not going to also cut your own throat where you're not going to make, you know, money on the order. Always make sure that you're cutting your profit and you're meeting some kind of whatever your margin is for those items. Always offer at least, you know, if you can afford, like I said, the free shipping, because not only are they going to buy, but they're going to make sure that when they go buy again next year for a birthday party, wedding, anniversary, because you never know, that they're going to come back to you, because they know that they can trust you, number one, right? Because you're going to deliver quality merchandise on time, and you're going to give them a good deal. So with those 3, they're going to trust you. They're going to come back, and they're also going to refer you. So always make sure that you take care of your customer. One thing that I've always said in the handmade business, and also when, you know, I worked at the furniture store, you always got to be righteous, and you always have to do right by your customer, because without them you're nothing. Making money is great, but You can't make the money if you don't build a relationship with your customers where they feel comfortable and where they want to come back to you. And that's really what it is. You just have to, when you run a business, just be honest to your business and always be prepared to take loss. I've taken, you know, plenty of losses before. You know, it's part of the job. It sucks, but sometimes honestly there's nothing you can do. And I'd rather always keep a customer than lose a customer. And that's when I feel that the situation should be handled, where I decide that I want to keep that customer versus losing that customer. Because there's been other customers that I had no choice, because they're either scamming me, which you'll run through that, and that'll be another video. Yeah, it's basically no other word to describe. You're scamming me, trying to keep the product and get your money back, or you use the product and then you're requesting a refund after you done took 50 pictures with the outfit on. So you will go through that. That's just a part of the business, and you'll learn which customers you are going to cater to, because you have to meet them in the middle, a happy medium. And sometimes you kind of feel like you understand where they come from, but then again you'll get those customers that you know that they're trying to just beat you for your merchandise and get the money back. So, you know, those are all that's all part of, you know, having a business, whether it's handmade or boutique, and you'll run through that, trust me, a million times. But other than that, I think I pretty much answered everything. I'll make another video when it comes to buying onesies and wholesale and where to get them from and your best option. Garcia XOXO, and I hope that I got that right. You know, was able to gain something from this video, and I hope that it answers some of your questions. I love that you're starting your own business, and I congratulate you, and I send you many, many blessings, and I'm pretty sure if you stick with it, you will be successful. I love the niche that you have, and her niche is autism. That's what she's going to cater to, and I think that's beautiful. And she has a reason why she's doing it, and it's not my story to tell, it's hers. So make sure you go over to her channel and check her out. And yeah, so alright, so I'm gonna end this video here because I gotta start now talking about, the sun is in my eyes, so I hope you can see. Yeah, talking about this jean jacket here. So if you're interested in that, make sure you look out for that video. And anybody has any other questions in regards to handmade business or the boutique, leave it in comments, and if I can answer it, I'll be more than happy to answer it and make a video on it. And I think that's pretty much it. So thanks again for tuning in to one of my videos, and to all my new subscribers, once again, welcome. And if you're new to my channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, click on that bell to receive notifications. Yeah, and into the next video is Simply Nana with Crafting, Cooking, and Sazon.